In today's video, I want to talk about momentum and how we create momentum, keep momentum, and the value of momentum. And the key driver in momentum is action. So we'll have kind of a discussion on momentum to begin with, and then we'll move on to a discussion about action and how we take immediate action. In a quick discussion about momentum, I learned this years ago. I learned it from kind of my mentor in business, a gentleman that works out of Clinton, Tennessee, and started out with 3 convenience stores, and he's expanded to have one of the largest development companies in Tennessee and probably in Southeast U.S. But the thing about Joe was it was always about momentum. No matter what discussion we had when we'd have our director meetings, we would have discussions about what would drive the business forward. It was always just what would drive forward. And the one thing that it always came back to was taking action. Funny thing about momentum, and there's not going to be any stagnant points. And this goes for business, but it also goes for life. So when we're talking about, maybe we're stuck in a particular spot in life, what do I need to do to kind of get moving? Well, the answer is incredibly simple. It's find something and take action, because action is always the driver. So if you want to get out of a rut, do something, okay? Do something to move. And that helps generate momentum. And that momentum in your life will always help move you forward instead of moving backward or feeling stuck. So, momentum is critical. And if it's a focus point in your life and you realize that you've got these moments that I'm just not moving forward, pick something, take some action, okay? Find, what you want your next thing to be, whatever type of result you're looking for. Figure out what that is, create a plan, and move on it. And again, like I mentioned before, always remember this: there are no stagnant points in life, okay? We're always either moving forward or we're moving backwards. And it's really, the funny thing, momentum is, it's hard to get it moving without taking some kind of immediate impactful action. But it's easy to lose, okay? So if we're not focused on taking action every day and working on, what we do and who we are, then we'll get stuck. So that's what today's video is going to revolve around. I'm Greg Copeland. I am the owner of Synergy Coaching and Synergy Business Strategies. I do these videos because I have a passion in life, and I want you guys to live your maximum life. So that's why I'm here. That's what this video is about. Glad you could join me today. So moving forward, I want to talk about like the formulation of what helps us move forward. Okay. So if we're stuck, we're in one of those spaces in our life that we feel like we're plateaued, we're not moving forward, and we look out into the horizon of our life and we see, okay, I want to be here, but how do I get from here to here? All right, this other spot, this next dimension of what we want to be and who we want to be. So I think that there's a formulation that's really quite simple, that if we just follow it, we'll get to where we want to be. So for me, it's belief plus action will yield results, okay? So the first thing about that is you have to start with a belief, okay? You have to know you have the potential to achieve the result that you're looking forward to. Having that belief allows you to envision the success. You can actually look and see, a year from now, I want to be here. And it could be anything. I mean, some people are motivated by things. Other people are motivated by position. Other people are motivated by what can I do to help? And we'll get into that discussion a little bit further down the line as we go forward. It could also be something as simple as I want to accomplish some type of a fitness and wellness goal. I mean, that's all part of what we do at Synergy Coaching. And that's a big part of being a complete person. So it may be something as simple as just, look, I want to do a 5K. All right. I've never done anything, but you can envision that plan, and you can have the belief to do that. But the key element of that is taking action. You have to take action. But with that belief plus taking the proper actions, it's going to yield results. So, on our pathway to these results, simply stated, you've got to know the result before you take the first step. Okay? So, once you know what you want, you have to kind of do like an assessment and ask yourself, really 4 basic questions. All right. What do you want? Okay, we're getting to that answer. You need to know what you want. Probably most important, why do you want this result? Building the plan. What's the plan? And then how do you gain and keep momentum so that you can continue to drive forward with this plan? So let's start with know what you want. Okay, I mean, it seems like a simple question. I'll kind of redress some of the things that we covered in the last video, which was about resolutions versus goals. Like I said, it's a simple question, but be sure you can answer it very specifically. The key is not just what you want. Okay, it's specifically what you want. All right, because if I set out some nebulous type of goal, or I see some nebulous result out into my future, then I'm not going to be able to really build a plan to get there, and I'm certainly not going to be able to measure it and help get to where I want to be with that outcome. So make sure you know what you want. Be specific about that. It's not, again, maybe it's not just I want to run a 5K. I want to run a 5K, and if you're a beginner, 12-minute miles. Maybe I want my first 5K and I want to make sure that I can do 12-minute miles. So that would be that outcome. If it's a business outcome, you can measure those pretty specifically. If you're in a job right now, let's say you're in sales, you want a 10% increase in your sales numbers for 2021. That helps you build a plan, and with that you can take very specific actions from that plan. It's got to be meaningful to you. That's probably a given, but make sure that it's your plan and not the plan that somebody else has made for you. I find throughout the years that the things that I do that are created by me and within me, I'm much more driven to have success with those things. We've already talked about being able to visualize the outcome. That's all part of building the plan, which we'll get to some more specifics about that here shortly. The next question is why. And, for me, I can't think of anything that's more important than the why. You have to be able to answer this question. What is it that's motivating you to take action to get to this result? And it could be anything. It could be like we talked about with the 5K example. I'm sitting on the couch all the time, and I've kind of let my wellness slip I'm not fit, I'm overweight, and I want to accomplish something. Okay, and a 5K is a really great accomplishment, especially for somebody that's lived a relatively sedentary life. So the why is I want to improve my health. I'm getting a little bit older. It's time that I take control of that aspect of my being. So that particular fitness side of it is what's going to drive me. That's the why for that one. You want to lead a meaningful life, and you want to have good quality of life as you get into your later years. So that's a good why, and with that in mind, that's a good driver, because the why is what leads us to commitment, and that commitment leads to the necessary action to accomplish that goal. So it's critically important that you answer the why. The why, you have to have that one. And then, like we talked about, create a plan, and then take action. The reason for a plan is twofold. All right. Number one, it maps out a defined course of action that actually gets you from the point where you are now to that finish point, and that end result that you're looking for. That's the desired end result. It also creates measurable accountability. Like, your plan's going to have, it's a pathway. So as you take step after step after step, each one of those steps is a measurable accountability point. And we have to have those. That is like a driver that gets us to the end result. We talked about in our last video about leading measures, and how you don't want to just look at the thing at the end. You got to look at all of those drivers that are in front of it, and a lot of the things that you put in your plan are going to be some of these leading measures on how we get there. And then guess what? Take action. Okay, and taking action is, without taking action, you'll never get there. And I'll go back and I'll kind of revisit Joe a little bit. And that guy, man, he was all about action. And a lot of times he would take the wrong action, kind of on purpose. I mean, it at least it sure seemed that way. He would kind of be ready, fire, aim, and then kind of assess, and then he would kind of come back and then do a ready, aim, fire, and it was his purpose in that. It was just to really create how important action is, how important it is to take that step and to get moving. So, any action is better than no action. And so as we begin to move forward on a pathway, and we want to accomplish this end result that we've been looking at, you have to take action. And it doesn't matter if it's the wrong action right out of the gate, because we're trying to minimize stagnant points in our life, and we're trying to create momentum. So even if it's the wrong action and it doesn't work out just the way you want it to, take action. Just do it. You can come back and you can reassess. I mean, there's no issues with that. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't hurt to be ready, fire, aim. So just as long as you're taking that action, trust in your instincts. Trust your gut and be bold. So just do it. I know that's an old Nike phrase, but it's true. Just do it. So just get out there and do it. And that way, you can create momentum in your life, and you can, attain that end result. Like we talked about, momentum is always kind of a shrinking, okay, or expanding. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. There are no stagnant points in life. That's what I said earlier in the video. And it's not a linear thing either. It's not going to be like an upward trajectory all the time. It's going to kind of peaks and valleys. You're going to plateau, and that's okay. Just understand that that's the way it goes. But what you want is you want all upward movement. You always want to be moving forward, okay? And you always want to be taking action. That's how you keep the momentum. That's how you keep things moving forward. And, taking action is the only way to accomplish your goals. So, just in closing, know what your pathway is. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can accomplish this goal, okay? Take action, and you're going to achieve those results. Remember those three things. That's the formulation, okay? So if you'll remember, believe in yourself. Believe that you can do this thing, that you can create this result. Take the necessary action, and you will see results. So that's basically it on this one today. It's a little bit shorter video. Going forward, I'm gonna try and keep these videos somewhere in the 20-minute range. I can get long-winded sometimes. Like I said before, I'm passionate about what I do, and sometimes I go a little bit further than I need to on the videos. So we're gonna try and keep them to about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So I have a framework for what we're going to be looking at going forward. Like we had talked about, we are at Synergy, we are about the complete person. Okay, so we look at mind, body, and spirit, and how we synergize those things with life. It's not easy to do all the time, I know, but you got to take time out for all of these things. So like the videos are going to be kind of broken up, and they're going to kind of follow a sequence. Motivational is going to be one. So it'll go like this. It'll be motivation. It'll be fitness and wellness. Then it'll be something that's going to be about the spiritual side of what you are. And then sharpening the saw. We're going to do something about, how to keep your edge and keep you moving forward. So we're going to do weekly videos, and they're going to follow that format each week. So you'll have one of each of those. I think probably the next video that comes out is going to be one on fitness and wellness, and it should be fun. So anyway, thanks for spending the time with me today. If you would please hit a like and share this video with others. Like to grow the channel a little bit and keep working forward so that we can reach more people. It's Christmas Eve. So I'm filming this on Christmas Eve. So I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thanks for joining me.